Hello everyone. I wanted to just show up for a tiny little bit because we are going for quite a bit of challenges still. I want to show you here the Schumann resonance is still frozen. I don't think they speak about blackouts, but this is not a blackout, you know. I mean, here is a blackout, you can see here is a blackout, but it's just off. If you have a look, this state is from 6th of September, and that's the past, you know, from the 4th. This line here, this is around 8 hertz. That's the heartbeat of Earth. It's this line practically, and here we've got that. You can see that the 20 hertz. There is a tiny something in the behind. There is a, but I don't think it's the same code. To me, looks more that we got it in here. Probably this is the 5D gamma light. The white is the 5D gamma light, and here we've got the dash line. It's really interesting, and here you can see that straight. It was like a chop up by the white. That's probably extraterrestrials. They did something. This is the latest state what actually was visible, and since the time the Schumann resonance chart, or probably they are either is not online or maybe it's not working. You know, I'm still hearing the frequency. We still are having a lot of support. Here I can see there is another line which is way stronger. That's around 30 hertz. It's almost impossible to zoom in. And then we've got here a few more lines. That's gonna be around, yeah, it's gonna be around 34, I guess. So that was the state, or what I feel about it. This is how it looks actually, even now, even we cannot see it. And the Schumann resonance is not responding, or the web page is not working, or it's just all black. Obviously there is a lot of stuff happening. We might see the states how it look like most likely when this will got online again. You know what I found really fascinating is that here where you see practically the heartbeat of Earth, it's in here, it's the 8 hertz. That practically is chopped out by this gamma light, and then it disappears from the chart completely. And we can see some of the dash codes as well coming from the top in here, you know. This is a dash code here. There are some dash codes in here. And then practically it disappears. And this is a state like I never, ever saw on the Schumann resonance. So practically the heartbeat of the Earth that's supposed to be this, supposed to be in here, is not there at all. And it's not even here. If you have a look, it's like a completely, it seems to me that it's a complete reset. And I know that like from the astrology, we are practically entering a new age of the Aquarius, and like the old age of Pisces are finishing. And this to me, it's like a grand reset, like a really serious big reset of probably either the matrix, or it looks to me like maybe there is a merging of the timelines even. I don't know, like, you know, I'm not the type of person who can just get those type of information. I'm just getting bits and pieces. And but like here on this stage, you can see that practically the usual line which is supposed to be in this kind of like a line, the heartbeat of Earth, is not there anymore. And instead of that, we've got this line of this dash line. And then we've got the other line around 30 hertz. This is the 19 hertz, and this is about 30 hertz. And that's what we've got like a new. So you can see this potentially, this here might be a new heartbeat of the Earth. Not sure about it, how it's gonna look like. I don't know what you feel like, guys, like in the body. The body knows a lot of things. I know you can feel a lot of things in the body. I hear a lot of frequency, and a lot of like the frequency is as well hot, which is interesting, which I never experienced before. And I immediately got a flu, and was the little bit like off my eyes are really sore, and some kind of like got hit by the change. But that's, of course, this is the old state, you know. We don't really know how is it looking like now, but I would say that there was some grand reset happening in this time, because this is a state which is very unusual. Yeah, so this is the latest states what we are dealing with. There is no obviously coincidences that in the same time the royal figure passed away. So that has something to do with it as well. If you have a look as well on all the videos they are publishing now about that particular person, and you have a look on the subliminal messages that are behind it, it's really interesting, because you can hear the music and all of it. It's all designed to spread even more fear and more panic and more of the discomfort, you know. So whatever is happening right now, what I feel like all about this, or what I'm getting as well, the messages that I'm getting is like, first of all, we are in the galactic war. There is a lot of stuff happening behind the scene, and it is really suggested right now to go quiet until the 25th of September, until the new moon. We've got a lot of planets in the retrograde. We've got a Pluto, Saturn, Jupiter, Uranus, Mercury, Chiron, I think. Probably even more. I don't remember anymore because I'm not an astrologer. We are still feeling fear frequency of the 19 hertz that is visible on the Schumann resonance. And what is the most important right now, like, because we will have a lot of discomfort. This is gonna be one of the hardest month, I would say, ever, because as well that royal figure died. So when that happens, there is a lot of changes are happening actually behind the scene. A lot of the dark rituals are taking place these days, and it's quite important for us who are doing the work on themselves and who are able to raise their vibration to actually be holding the higher frequency for the entire planet. We need to sustain the frequency a little bit higher. Of course, we still having a plenty of support from the extraterrestrials. They are definitely bombarding us with a more 5D gamma light. We are being more supported, of course, but we are in a really particular times, and it's quite important these days to just go a little bit more into the hermit mode, meditate, and like, you know, focusing more on yourself and more on sustaining the new frequency, what we are practically constantly working on, the higher frequency, that we can combat a little bit of the darkness on the planet that is happening right now. Because a lot of the people are gonna be, how you can say it, there is this like a feeling of the sorrow behind all of the everything right now. I can feel it's kind of heavy energy. It's not very light, even though if you are a meditator, you obviously are not experiencing so much of the darkness or so much of the negativity, because more you meditate, you know, more you keep yourself in those states, then obviously you're not gonna be experiencing so much of it. But if your crown chakra is open, you will be really more attacked. Protect your energies these days. This is one of the most important thing what we can do until the end of the September is stay put. Keep yourself to yourself, go to the hermit mode, protect your energy, get out from the social media. And if you are influencer, if you are a person sharing publicly things, just share and get out from there. Don't hang around too long in there, because we have been infiltrated in all levels, from all the channels, through everywhere. We have been still heavily censored on YouTube. We have been being heavily censored on Instagram, on Facebook. People are being banned out of the platforms. So a lot of things are happening and still like shifting, and we are still in this like a wheel. So there is gonna be big discomfort this month. You might be experiencing all sort of like physical symptoms. Obviously, with all these frequencies coming into the play, we need to sustain ourselves on the right timeline, and it is important that we really just cut the bullshit and just stay put and don't get misled by the thought forms. This is another thing I want to talk about. Don't get misled by the negative thought forms, because we've got so many thought forms per like a day, and it's only on us which we are gonna choose, if we are gonna choose the negative ones or if we are gonna choose the positive ones, obviously. And if you are a meditator, or if you know yourself, or if you're doing a little bit of work on yourself, or if you actually just don't even you paying attention to your mind, whatever your mind is telling you, is it a true or is it a false? I mean, question yourself. The mind is a phenomenal tool, and we have to learn how to direct it the way we want it. Not many of us are really able to create their reality the way we want it, because we don't know how to direct our mind, because our mind is full of stuff and we are being heavily programmed. And so pay attention how your own mind is misleading you through certain like heavy thought forms, like doubt. Doubt is a big one. If don't doubt yourself, and don't let others to telling you things about you. Like really focus on yourself. Trust yourself the most. Trust what you feel in the body. Rest if you need to. If you have a really busy mind, trying to calm it down, recognize your limiting beliefs and recognize the programming that we are all running like in our heads. Recognize when you are still playing a victim. I am me included. I'm not exception. I am not exception. I have been playing victim like ages for like most of my life, because I am coming from that type of environment. So obviously I went through all these periods myself, so I can recognize this when is it constantly showing up in my life. I am playing victim here again, and I am pondering on this one, I'm beating the same drum in here, so just be your own psychotherapist and just look at yourself, don't point the finger to the others, what the others are doing to you, because it is all you, so anything what is in your experience, it's still talking to you. It is you talking to yourself. And obviously if there is someone trying to mess up with you, say, okay, thank you very much for showing me, that okay, there is a victimhood playing in here, but I am no longer wanted to play a victim and I'm out of it. And just shift yourself into a different direction and choose, because you must be choosing. If you want having better experiences, choose better experiences, choose a better thoughts, choose going in a different direction, choose to deal with your trauma or deal with your own shit, because like that's what we have to do anyway, like otherwise nobody is gonna be really moving anywhere. So being misled by the thought forms and being misled by others, that's another theme that is showing up quite a lot in this frequency of the fear, because it hits as well the eyeballs and it hits the brain quite a lot. It creates all sort of like weird scenarios, like, so that I call that hallucinations, that this ghost frequency can cause you all sort of like bullshit running in your head, like, let's face it. So that's one thing. Pay attention as well to your dreams. Question your dreams as well. I had a crazy dreams past couple of weeks, and I'm like, wow, this is not even like, this is not mine. So we have been actually infiltrated also through the dream state, because practically in the dreams, like, there are many types of dreams. Some of them are your subconscious, or some of them, some of them are your unconscious trying to bring something to your awareness through the dream state. Some of the other dreams are parallel reality. Some of them are like old fabricated memories. Some of them are as well, you could be easily infiltrated in that realm, because practically your soul doesn't wait in the body and sleep. So pay attention to your dreams, because we've got them quite messed up. I am fighting constantly within the dreams these days. It's just crazy. And I am the type of a soul who has a parallel life, and I'm working a lot in the night. So I am on a lot of times, I'm on certain missions. So sometimes I remember, sometimes it is fabricated, like usually if you are a mission-based soul and you are having like this kind of a double shift, they call it the double shifts, when you are having a shift here in the real life, in your awakened life as a human, and then in the dream state you are having another stuff going on. I remember when 2019 started and we got all that pandemic, then I was practically constantly bringing crowds and crowds of the people, like helping them cross over from the airplane. Like it was so bad. Like, I mean, I was absolutely exhausted. So a lot of things is happening now as well in the other realms, which you don't see, or we cannot see, or a lot of us do not have access to, or like some people do, some people don't. We have been as well infiltrated in that realm, because there as well the dark entities can sort of, they kind of can hop the dimensions very easily, So be extremely cautious these days, especially until the end of the September. This full moon was really like a massive open window. We've got Mercury retrograde, so things are being a little bit like, raw, maybe. I don't even know how to use, which word to use. Take extra care for yourself. Keep everything for yourself. Just go hermit, It's good these days to really fine-tune your connection with the divine, or with yourself, with your inner being, and act of any help from the place of compassion. That's something I wrote down in here, which I really would like to touch on. Try to stay as compassionate as possible, even in the challenges, because we all gonna have them. There is a lot of pressure around us. So focus your energies, pause, like spend really a time for yourself. I think that's it. I was thinking to just hop on fast and give you just extra tools for these days, because I think it's quite crucial that we can hold the frequency high enough, because of what happened in the world, and I'm sure there is happening much more. Oh yeah, one more thing, no news and possibly no social media, and be really selective with the people, and just cut all the bullshit around yourself as much as you can, because it is the pressure is high. Okay, I hope this helps to someone. And oh yeah, creativity. Lot of what I'm noticing, what will show up for you a lot, for a lot of people, this is showing up right now, is their creative blockages. The creative blocks they have. A lot of people are blocked creatively. So if you can do something creative during those 2 weeks or 3 weeks, until the end of the September, that would be really good, but keep it to yourself. Don't start anything new. Don't start any new business. don't that's not recommended these days. Wait until the Mercury retrograde is over. Wait until at the end of the month, and we've got as well autumn equinox the 23rd of September. So practically this end of the month is quite like a rocky, and it might be bumpy, but like collect the ideas, and they will arise in that space when you're gonna be meditating and spending the time with yourself, and there where you can actually take out the creativity directly from the source and channel it any way possible, like through all sort of like a mediums you can use. You can be painting, you can be knitting, you can be drawing, you can be singing, you can be making music, you can be making videos, you can be reorganizing your space, writing or doing something creative, even with your children. If you have a kids these days, focus on the creativity and focus on staying put. Just that we keep the energies high for the planet right now. I think that's all I want to tell you. Be good, guys. Take extra care for yourself, nurture yourself, eat well, and have your eyes open. Okay, I love you. Be good. Bye.